Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/maliciouscompliance, where people conform to the letter but not the spirit of a request. If you're new around here, please do hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy some malicious compliance. Communication is key. So I have this boss. Let's call her Ivy. I'm a registered nurse and I work for a clinic. What we do is very specialized. Ivy is not a nurse, nor is she a physician. Ivy has an MBA from insert online university here that is currently under investigation by the FTC. She can't stand me. I honestly am not really sure why. Maybe I don't kiss her butt enough. Regardless of that, she is a favourite player and has put myself, another nurse, and a tech in her line of fire. I've been a nurse for nearly 20 years. I'm very good at my job. I regularly get emails from the patient satisfaction crew because my patients send in their surveys praising our work. We see patients long-term for chronic conditions, and we get to know them very well. I've only been late once in the past year, due to a massive interstate pileup, and I've only called in 3 times for actual illness, and provided work excuses. I truly love my job. I have developed friendships outside of the office with all of my co-workers. I make them birthday cakes, I go to bridal and baby showers. All in all, it's pretty sweet. Except Ivy. She absolutely cannot stand that I, nor the other 2 co-workers, are well liked and respected. Several months ago, Ivy started making our lives hell. Micromanaging to the extreme, retaliation for perceived slights, it got pretty bad. So bad that I and my other 2 co-workers filed a complaint with HR. HR's solution was to make us all take an online course in workplace conflict resolution. LOL. In the meantime, unbeknownst to anyone in the office outside of my mentor physician, I have been going back to school and have been meeting quietly with the VP of clinics and physician that I will be working under once I finish my more advanced and legitimate degree. I graduate in February. This has all been very much on the DL, and I wasn't making waves because anything I say or push back on can be means to place me under progressive discipline, which could jeopardize my transfer and promotion. So I've been quietly eating with a smile. Well, Ivy did something pretty bad to one of the other hated co-workers. Something that is going to cost the place I work a good bit of money due to the lawsuit. It is a cut and dry case. The evidence is in black and white. And she is tiptoeing a very fine line to not lose her job. I was involved in the investigation due to the prior complaints we had filed against her over the last several months. Her boss is also under fire for not taking those complaints seriously. This has also put me under the line of fire for that boss. You would think this would settle them down, but it hasn't. I work regular overtime. Sometimes it's an hour a week. Sometimes 2 to 4. Nothing crazy. It's never really been brought up before, except in staff meetings where clinic productivity and staffing were concerned. It was just the cost of doing business and taking care of our incredibly complex and seriously ill patients. At the moment, they can't do anything discipline related to me, as they would have to get approval from the compliance department to do so, considering the current investigation. So, on Monday, I get an email where Ivy and her boss have decided that I may no longer work any overtime, citing the 1.8 hours of overtime that were logged for me in the past 2-week pay period. In a chain of at least 10 emails between the 3 of us and my nurse leader, who is aware of the issue but just doesn't care, I am called down on the carpet for this overtime, and told that my communication skills are lacking, and I need to inform them of every time I clock out late for lunch or going home, or any other discrepancy outside of the hours you are on the books to work, and any other pertinent information, like time off requests. despite it having to be put on paper with a printout of our available hours, as well as placed electronically through the approval system, which sends them an email anyway. Okay. So I spoke to my husband, who truly is an intelligent man, and his advice was, if they want to micromanage to this degree and play Mother May I, then play the game. Just play it better than they do. So, starting Tuesday, I started the email apocalypse. I had to clock out 3 minutes past 12 for lunch because of a patient issue. As soon as I sat back down after clocking back in, good afternoon, I had to clock out 3 minutes late for lunch due to an issue with Mr. X. The nurse leader was made aware and can verify. Thank you. Dr. X had an issue I had to help resolve, causing me to clock out late. Before I clocked out, good evening. Dr. X had an issue with a patient that required my assistance, causing me to clock out a half hour late. If you would like to confirm, please speak to her. Thanks and have a great night, etc. Over the past week, I have looked up every day I am requesting off in the next 6 months, even though my transfer will be well done before then, but they don't know that. And every clock out or in has been accompanied by an email, even if it was 2 minutes late or early, with detailed information as to why. Sorry, the last patient didn't leave until 5:15. Then I had to run a specimen to pathology. The timestamp from delivery to pathology can verify. I'll clock out as soon as I've finished notifying you. Have a great night. All in all, I have sent almost 20 emails detailing my every move to not only Ivy, but her boss as well as the nurse leader. All on the clock, of course. The best part is that yesterday I was approached by Ivy well before the end of the day because I had reached 40 hours. My physician mentor, who I heart so much, found out I had to leave early without being able to finish my paperwork, decided that if I wasn't going to be there, neither was she. So she marched to Ivy's office and said, if she can't be allowed to finish her job, I won't either. Then she left with me, after I sent an email to everyone stating, good afternoon, per Ivy's request, I am clocking out today at 2 PM due to reaching my work hours for the week. Have a great weekend. The rage was coming off her in waves, and it was glorious. Either she will continue to quietly seethe every time an email comes up for me, or she will be forced to tell me to stop and pipe the hell down about my hour or two of overtime every week, or risk angering the doctors further, who have way more clout than I do. Checkmate, Ivy. Oh, I just love the politeness that she used. That must have been so annoying for them. Just someone being so condescending and everything. Oh. Just minding my own business. A few minutes ago, I was putting fuel in my trunk when a luxury SUV pulled up beside me. It was sparkling silver, and it had paper license plates on it. This thing was brand new. The driver began fueling while loudly talking on her cell phone. This particular service station has an uncommon layout. Gas pumps are at the front and diesel pumps are off to the side. Because the diesel pumps are separate and clearly marked in about a dozen places, the pumps have black handles instead of the green handles that you would see on combination pumps. Her SUV is not available with a diesel engine, yet, and we were at the diesel pumps. I stepped over and said, "Excuse me, miss." With a very annoyed look on her face, she put the phone to her chest and said, "Ooh, mind your own business." So I did. I nodded and said, "Yes, ma'am." She shot me a nasty look as if she was mocking someone saying thanks. Then my pump clicked. She started loudly telling the person on the phone about the dirty cowboy at the gas station as I left. What she didn't know was that I have a pump in the back of my truck, an empty 55-gallon barrel that normally has diesel in it, and I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. I would have gladly helped her out for free, and that diesel wouldn't go to waste, but here I am, back on the road, minding my own business. That's gonna be so amazing when this brand new SUV just completely falls on itself and she has to call a tow truck in the next hour or so. It just takes a while. Just got back from the hardware shop after hiring a vehicle to get my large purchases home. Part of the hiring process is you must fill the vehicle up before returning it. When I got the vehicle, it had a quarter of the tank missing. So I took a picture of the fuel gauge and the odometer to show them when I returned with the vehicle. I travelled a total round trip of 4 kilometers and decided that a couple of bucks was enough to make up the difference. I then took a picture of the gauge after putting fuel in it when I returned it to show that it was at the same level. When I got back, I informed the girl that the car wasn't full when I got it and showed her the picture. She told me that it was full as they have filled it after the last person used it because they didn't fill it and that it just takes a while for it to register on the gauge. She then sent out her worker to check the fuel level, and right enough, she comes back saying that the tank was indeed only at 3/4 full. She then informed me that they would have to charge me a fill-up fee and for the fuel. I said, well, that's not going to happen, and told her that I had put the fuel in it, and that as she rightly knows, it just takes a while for it to register on the gauge. She then looked at me dumbstruck and signed off the vehicle as full. That's how you do it, just reuse their awful logic on them and then you can get away with anything. All you do is wash the dishes. Okay. So summer is almost done for me, and during said summer, I have been managing the house while my family does work and school. This event happened when my grandmother went to her homeland for a month, and like I said, all the housework falls on me since I don't have to do work or school. Oh, I almost forgot to add, I rarely get to leave the house during summer because they would tell me, but who would watch the house? Or, you don't even have to go there. So keep that in mind, please. It was a warm morning, and once again, I'm alone at the house with a ton of work to do. I was just talking to my sibling and aunt about me going to visit my friend, when they said, "Why would you leave? You'll do nothing there." I replied, "But I've been cooped up in this house for over 2 months now. At least let me go outside to do other things than take care of the house. Besides, it's on a weekend and other sibling will be here to do my job with parents." Then my sibling told me the title of this post. "All you do is wash the dishes. Don't complain and you're not leaving this house." So I just said, okay. Happy that they talked some sense into me, they both left for work. Enter malicious compliance. Let me list to you some of my work. Washes breakfast and lunch dishes from an extended family, so a lot of dishes. Mopping the floors since some of the peeps walk in with dirty shoes. Sweep the floors of my 2-story house with tons of rooms. Feeding our cute dog, filling up all the water containers. Let me tell you, it's a lot. Cooking meals, clean more stuff, and many, many more. I'm the only one who takes care of the house, and takes all the crap they threw at me, cause I'm lazy. They really judge me since they aren't there when I'm alone at the house, so I maliciously complied to their wishes. So all I did was wash the dishes, and took care of my dog. No way am I letting her suffer, she's my baby. The aftermath. My other sibling got home at 4, expecting shiny floors, water containers to drink, food ready, etc. But she got the opposite. Rough floors from dirty shoes, no food, no water, etc. They talked to me about it and I explained to them. Thankfully, they knew Reddit and didn't complain. My bossy sibling and aunt came back at 6. Let me tell you, their shouts were heard from the street outside. I didn't move, no matter what, continued being actually lazy, and told them, I'm a dishwasher. My parents came back an hour later and complained about the mess. My bossy sibling and aunt blamed me, and I explained the situation. My parents trusted me and knew I did more than the others thought I did, so they told them to do everything, cause she's the dishwasher, not the house cleaner, gardener, cook, and more. No one told me what to do afterwards, And I was so happy when I watched my older sibling, who worked lazy, cause there's no work at this season, and came home being lazy, do the workload I avoided because they didn't expect such a long list. That sounds like a huge household with loads of people. It just reminded me of the Home Alone house, if you remember that movie. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.